Guys, what's going on? Welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath, and in this video we are going to dive deep into our full review of UltraSeven from Mill Creek Entertainment. This is the standard Blu-ray version. In a previous video, we did an unboxing of this standard version. We looked at the booklet, page by page, every single disc in the set. We lined the spines up so we could see the mural as it exists up to this point. If you haven't seen that video, that's a great place to start. I will link to it right here. In this video, I'm going to give you my full review and kind of final thoughts on UltraSeven. I have binged this show. I have so many opinions. I'm going to review it. I have things to say about this show. Also in this video, we're going to compare this standard version to the Steelbook version. We have both. So which one of these is right for you in your collection? I know there's a lot of Steelbook collectors. Let's just jump right into it. This is the Steelbook version. We have the Ultra Q Steelbook and the Ultraman Steelbook. So that's volumes 1 and 2, the first two shows. UltraSeven is the third show. So it of course fits right alongside the other two. So 1, 2, 3. And then on the bottom we have a monster from Ultra Q because there was no Ultra hero character. It was a team. Ultraman and then UltraSeven. Here is the front of the package. Here is the back of the package. There is a booklet, and again, if you want to see page by page through the booklet, that video that we linked to has page by page. We go fully into it. This is the booklet. The art itself, the Steelbook itself, is a thing of beauty. You know what? I'll do it like this. I'll open it and show it to you like this. And then on the inside, we have, so there are 6 discs. We have, let me spin this around. We have 3 discs on each spindle. They are stacked. If that's a deal breaker for you, I would highly recommend the standard edition because every disc has its own hub. Nothing's overlapping. Nothing is touching anything else. When they first solicited some of these things, these were advertised as limited edition Steelbooks. I'm not sure if that's still the plan, if they are going to be limited, if these are going out of print anytime soon. I don't know. But it is worth mentioning that these are being referred to as like the standard editions. I like these better for my own personal collection because I do like, let's do it you guys, I do like that spine mural. I like the way that the discs are respected, and these are going to look great. Look, come on. So I took a ton of screenshots of UltraSeven while I was binging that show, and I'm going to run those screenshots throughout this video review. As I've been covering all these Ultraman series shows, so many of you guys have said, wait till you get to UltraSeven because it's my favorite. It's so mature and it's darker and it feels less for children. And you guys weren't kidding. UltraSeven is a real different and unique beast in the Ultraman oeuvre. I don't know. It is definitely a more mature storytelling. The emphasis is not on giant kaiju battles. In fact, sometimes it feels like an obligation. They're like, well, we were having this really complicated moral dilemma and then we have to go fight this monster. But it is more violent. Heads roll. And it's interesting because the UltraSeven character does wrestle with the morality of like, should I have to kill? There's the balance, the theme of balance throughout. Balance with the earth, balance of good between evil. It's really complicated. It's not a simple, like, mindless show. There's a lot going on. And the wonderful liner notes that are part of this booklet are written by Heath, who was basically the head of Sci-Fi Japan, if I understand correctly, sci-fi-japan.com. And they also, as I understand it, they have been instrumental. Sci-Fi Japan has been instrumental in bringing some of these things, advertising it, breaking the news, the liner notes for these. They are kind of holding the hand of some of us in America as we get blasted with all this excellent Ultraman stuff. So the liner notes are so informative. It talks about how this show came out during the space race, and they were predicting this space boom that was soon to come. And boy, they were not wrong, because we're talking about, that 60s culture. Listen, there are influences that I see in this show. I'm going to tell you what I see. I see James Bond all over the place. I see James Bond in the gadgets, in the vehicles. Listen, they drive a car called the Pointer. It's like a Bond car. It's like a tricked out Bond car. It's got all these cool little features and gadgets and these aesthetic thingamabobs on it and stuff. It's a super sweet car. They have these different vehicles. They have planes, they have things that can go into space. There's this thing called the Ultra Hawk. There's a Ultra Hawk 1 through 3. It can modify itself depending on what the mission is. So this airplane, basically this jet, can like kind of detach pieces and made it. You know, it's kind of like in Star Trek: The Next Generation, how the Enterprise could like form into two separate pieces, kind of like that. But I see James Bond. I see Star Trek: The Original Series. You know, that serious tone, the moral dilemma set in space. There's a ton of really interesting, beautiful space set, I don't know, shots, action pieces. They go underwater. Thunderbirds, Jerry Anderson's Thunderbirds were another big influence for this show, and you can see it like all the time, all over the screen. Which makes total sense because we're talking about miniature stuff. You know, the Ultraman battles are done on a backdrop of miniatures, miniature cities, vehicles. So it just gets taken to the next level. I even see a Western influence. And you guys are going to be like, I don't know. The theme song itself is reminiscent of the Magnificent Seven. Not the piece of music, the theme from the Magnificent Seven. But if you see the original theatrical trailer for any of the Magnificent Seven movies, there was a song where they just say sevens, like 7, 7. And I think that was a huge influence for, listen, Magnificent Seven was everywhere in the 60s. And I know you, hold on, fingers off the keyboard, you're saying, but Heath, Magnificent Seven was a Western version of the Seven Samurai. Yes, I know. But it was that filter through the American Western movie machine that I think, it's like how the blues went to England and then came back as something else to the US. That's kind of what I'm talking about. It's that westernized influence of some of the stuff that I see in this show. So, I don't know. I just see a lot of really cool things. That maturity that we're talking about, that different... Listen, it's a completely different beast. It no longer feels like we're trying to just occupy kids on I think it came on a Sunday. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like mature storytelling geared towards a wider audience. It does not exclude kids, but it does not market directly to them either. It feels broader, smarter, darker, deeper. On that note, there is an episode of UltraSeven that has kind of been excised from history as if it never existed. It deals with Hiroshima, and it is not on the set. They don't deal with it. They don't address it. If you're looking at the episode guide, they do skip that number. So it is acknowledged in the fact that there is a missing number. They don't pretend that, you know, we go from this number to this number. It's missing, so we all know it's existing. We will never see this episode. It was too offensive to Japanese culture. Understandably, I do understand it. We're talking about the massive trauma of World War II era stuff. I get it. But that also kind of tells you what the show was going for and some of the themes that it was wrestling with. Listen, our character of UltraSeven, like Ultraman, comes from the far reaches of space, but whereas Ultraman had to, he chose a host, like a human host who could summon him via a MacGuffin stick. This character is basically assuming the form of man. He is UltraSeven all the time, hiding out, kind of like a Superman Clark Kent thing. Hiding in plain sight is the character of Dan Maraboshi, and he has these glasses. He takes out these glasses. That's how he transforms, and it's those glasses that call upon the power of UltraSeven. So it's really cool because there's not like a human host. We're dealing with a space character walking among us, defending us. And I don't know, that's another thing that's just really, really cool. UltraSeven as a character had long-lasting ramifications. That character itself appears in so many other Ultraman series, which we are all going to be getting here really soon, it looks like. Anniversary shows, reunion shows, legacies of these characters. Listen, I do love UltraSeven. It's been a real treat because binging something like Ultraman, it's fun. There's nothing, like, I'm not putting that down, but when you get something like this that has meat on those bones and it has things that it wants to say, not in a preachy way. The show's never preachy. It's always fun. We are, after all, talking about rubber monsters, but it's just done in a way that is so creative and so deeply, deeply sci-fi. It is that 60s sci-fi whatever, that mood, and I love it. It's right in my wheelhouse. The music, I'm a big fan of UltraSeven. If you're on the fence about it, I highly recommend it. I want to just thank Mill Creek. One, I want to thank them for sending me this standard edition so that I could review this for you guys. But I also want to thank them for, listen, the Ultraman in North America basically started in October. Here it is December, and we have 3 seasons of Ultraman on both standard and Steelbook versions, and we also have 2 modern Ultraman series. We have Ultraman Orb and Ultraman Geed. And I am just like 3 months, and we've got 5 Ultraman series in their entirety on Blu-ray. So what a cool time to just be a fan of this stuff. Those who have been patient over the years, like, this is, I don't know, it's just exciting. I just want to thank Mill Creek for that, because they have really gone all in on this. They have not half done it. They have given it focus. They have given it the integrity and the attention that it needs. The discs, the way that the episodes are distributed in this set, we've got about 8 episodes per Blu-ray. They look good. There's no compromise in quality or anything like that. It's just, I'm just so happy with it. It's really an exciting time to be a fan of this culture, of international culture, of, you know, geek, air quotes, geek culture. Like, this is just a really exciting time. So thanks to Mill Creek, and thank you guys for hanging out with me throughout this video. Are you going to grab one? Are you going to get the standard edition with that super sweet mural? Let's look at the mural again, just because it's so beautiful. Are you going to get the standard edition? Are you going to go with the Steelbook version? Let's just continue the conversation about Ultraman in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Take care. And until next time, I will catch you later.